Welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. Another exciting show, another exciting guest. I never know. I say this all the time. I never know who's going to walk through that door. Let me tell you what happened today. I know you recognize the cowboy hat. I know you recognize it. Mr. Tyler Truth is in the house. What's up, big dog?
I'm doing good, doing good.
I love that hat, man. Look, you don't been here twice, and I still ain't got my, or at least tell me where to go buy one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm cheap. I go to the boot barn, right to the boot barn.
Oh, okay. So
Keep
that's
it simple.
First of all, let me say congratulations on a great year, a great album.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Great concert. You definitely are setting the mark for country music right now. For the viewers who don't know who you are,
yeah,
give them a little bit. Who are you? Who is Tyler Truth?
So I'm a country artist that mixes country with a little bit of everything. Some R&B, some funk, some jazz. You know, what I'm saying R&B, hip hop, whatever you could think of, rock and roll, pop. We throw it all in there. I grew up in the south side of Chicago. I live in Indiana, so I rep both. You know, because I grew up in Chicago. I've been in Indiana my entire adult life. So
which one are you favoring? Don't you remember you're in Indianapolis right now? So which one are you favoring?
See, I gotta be honest. Like, I gotta say that I love them both the same, man. If I'm being honest, you know, I was in Chicago my young years, but I've been here my whole adult life. So my career formed here, you know.
So what got you from Chicago? Because usually people that are in the Windy City, man, they don't, you know, they always go back. I don't care where they're at, they go back.
Yeah, I was one of those knucklehead kids that couldn't wait to get out of the house, and my mom was very religious, and so she told me the only way I can move is if the girl that I was talking to at the time said, the only way you can move out is if you get married.
And you did it.
Yeah, so she said she would emancipate me at 17 if I went and got married. So I went and got married.
Did the girl know that was part of the bargain?
Yeah, she knew about it. So we lasted 7 years. I got my daughter out of it. We're still cool. So I mean, it all worked out. You know, I got my freedom and
you had children?
Baby girl. Yeah.
Now, what do they say when you tell them that story? The reason why? Because my daughter always asks me. She's like, Dad, how was I born? You know, blah blah blah. And I tell there's a story to every child.
Yeah.
What do you tell your kids about your mom, about their mom? How you met her and how you had a plea bargain with your mom?
I just don't tell them that story.
Let's go right to your music, because I remember the first time I heard Is It On Top?
At the top, yeah.
Oh my God. Look, I was singing that word for word. It just literally got hooked on me. I don't even remember how I heard it. It was it was on social media.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this? And I just kept singing. But you know, that song was good for me because it was during a time of transformation for me, going from an athlete and gym owner to trying to do what I'm doing now. And when it was just the words and at the top, and when you wrote that song, I want to highlight that song in particular because to me that's one of my favorite. You got tons, but that's one that really resonated. Tell me how that song came about and how much were you low and kind of like knew within your heart that you should be at the top when you wrote that?
Yeah, so when I wrote that song, it was funny because I was kind of just going through instrumentals at the time because that's the first country song that I wrote to start my career.
Really?
And so I was just kind of experimenting. So I was like, let me see what I can come up with. So I was searching through instrumentals, and I found that particular one. And the funny story is, a lot of people don't know this, I had a whole nother song wrote to that.
Really?
Yeah, and I was singing it, and I was getting ready to record, and I was like, I don't really like this. I was like, I think I can do something better.
Right.
So I sat down and I reconstructed the song, and I came up with at the top. And when I wrote it, I was just thinking about where I wanted to be, where I could see myself, and how I was going to get there. You know, and that's what that song was about, is, you know, coming from nothing and kind of struggling and working your way to be at the top where you felt like you belong. You know?
It's a beautiful song. I still sing it. I still resonate with it, especially when I'm feeling like, you get that moment of despair. You know what I mean? And somehow or another, that song always pops up at the right time. And be like, okay, you can do this. Let's get rid of the things that is clouding your judgment and realize you need to be at the top. This is what it's all about. You mentioned coming from nothing.
Yeah.
What's that? What do you mean when coming from nothing?
Well, growing up in the South Side of Chicago, my parents did well. They did the best that they could do. So we weren't like, in some people's situation where we didn't have anything. We had stuff. We had good Christmases, good birthdays. My parents were both involved in my life, but it was nowhere where I wanted to be.
Did you grow up near Caprini Green?
Yes. Pretty. Not right there, but pretty close.
Really? That's a scary area.
Yeah. My dad used to live there when he was younger.
Dude, I'm gonna let you go back to your story, but I'm gonna tell you something. We was doing a bodybuilding contest at the Bismarck Hotel in Chicago, and me and my fans, we was driving because it was break time to go get something to eat, and we got off on the wrong exit.
Yeah,
we was at Caprini Green.
Yeah,
I told him get in the car and keep going.
Yeah,
I can't imagine even living in that proximity because it looks like an unsafe environment.
Yeah. I believe they closed
tore
it down.
Yeah, they tore it down.
Yeah. They're I hate to see a lot of families lose their homes, but I mean they are really making Chicago beautiful down there. They got rid of a lot of stuff that probably needed to go.
Right.
I just wish they would have gave some of the housing back to the residents.
People. Yeah. I always wanted that. But you grew up there. What was that like for you? You still had both parents in the house. What was the struggle?
So the struggle was mainly it's always finances.
Okay.
I wanted to play sports. I could never play sports. There was no money for sports. I wanted to take piano lessons. There was no, money for that. But my parents made up for those things. Like my dad taught me to play, ball. He's the reason why I do music. He sat down, got me a Casio and an 8-track recorder.
Ain't that how it starts?
Yeah, so,
Casios.
Oh yeah. So I'm down there hitting little light up keys and doing that. So. All the things I wanted to do that they couldn't afford, they made a way for me to do it, But I always said that I wish, growing up, when I had kids, I was able to give them the things that I wasn't able to have. And we did that. All my kids played instruments. They all played the sports they wanted to play. So I was able to keep that going. So,
if I'm not mistaken, your music career was started a little bit in the rap industry.
Yes.
What was your rap name? What was the stage name?
It was Real Life the Truth. And don't go looking up that music because it was definitely, so I always tell people my Real Life the Truth journey was me when I was younger. I was a wild kid. I was doing some crazy.
And it reflects in the songs?
Yeah, fighting and, out in the streets and doing, a lot of crazy stuff. And so I grew into who I am today. So I tell people my country music is me now.
Yeah.
It's me as a father, as a community member. It's like somebody that's really trying to make a positive change. Real Life, the Truth that's me when I was, out there.
Like, how long did that span last? How long did you carry that title before you realized that either it wasn't working or that you had to go back and rebrand yourself, and what was it like?
To be honest, I didn't drop it till about 3 years ago, because I had changed as a man, but as a career, I was still trying to be a rapper. And what happened was one day my mom and dad, heard my music, and mainly my dad, because me and my mom, we're close, but my dad has always been like my right hand. I was always with him. He taught me music, sports, so we were always real close. And so he heard my music, and he called me, and he was like, man, he said, I'm hearing this stuff you're doing, and I said, I'm going to tell you I'm really disappointed. He's like, I didn't raise you to be this way or speak this way. He said, you got such talent. He said, I don't know why you're taking it down this road. And I was just like,
that was like,
yeah, that was really upsetting, and I was just like, man, because I tried everything I could to hide that music.
So you kind of knew in a way he was gonna come at you.
Yeah, and I did my best to hide it.
How did it come out?
I don't know. He found it on Facebook somehow. I think one of my siblings ratted me out.
Somebody ratted you out, dog.
One of my brothers and sisters, they probably told on me.
Yeah. So was it a face-to-face conversation, or was it over the phone?
It was over the phone, but we had a face to face later. You know that I'm really glad that he spoke those words to me because it changed everything. You know, changed everything. I started doing a different lane. I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop cussing. I'm not gonna stop cussing, but I'm gonna stop doing negative music. So I don't degrade women in my music. I don't talk about, you know, shooting people and killing all that stuff. It's like it's all just positive, fun, family music. We speak on life.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about depressing situations and struggle, but in a way to change it, you know, and not to glorify it. You know what I mean?
Who stepped up to the plate because let's get real. Your father was there, but now you're trying to elevate to a whole different game. You're trying to make this a profession.
Yeah.
You know, and the hardest part would, to me, would appear to be trying to transition a craft that you had done for so many. Let's call it what it is. If you can rap and all that, to me, that's a craft. You got something, because I can't do it.
Yeah.
But to change it over to a whole different genre and try to be successful with it, who did you go to for guidance?
To be honest, no one, man. My dad taught me so much in the music when I was younger, like how to structure songs and write songs, and he gave me such a beautiful catalog of, you know, music to listen to. So growing up, I was listening to Carpenters and Earth, Wind and Fire, the Beatles.
Okay, wait a minute. You said the Carpenters?
I love the
Beatles?
Carpenters. Yeah, love the Beatles.
I just got down listening to the Beatles.
Yeah, see, and my music catalog is crazy. I mean, I've got heavy metal, I've got rock and roll, I've got jazz, I got funk, Steely Dan.
Really?
You know,
you got some Def Leppard? Got Def Leppard?
Def Leppard, yeah.
Yeah,
I listen
okay.
Journey. I listen
yeah.
to everything, man. So my Conway Twitty, like a lot of
Oh,
people.
come on now. I know Man.
So I've got such a crazy catalog of music. And before I did rap, I started in jazz. That's where I started. I started playing jazz piano. So I went from jazz to kind of funk to rock, and then, you know, kind of just when I got older and got with my friends, that's when we got into the hip hop stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But that my music background was structured in writing and composing music. And so when I decided to do country, all I had to do was listen to a couple tracks. I started kind of diving into the genre, because my thing is, if I'm going to do a genre, I want to know it. I don't want to be an imposter. I don't want to just come in and kind of, you know, throw 808s on it, you know. So I was like, I really want to learn how to do country first,
right,
and then evolve it into my own thing. You know.
Let me go here with that. Which country artist most resonated with you? Was it a country artist, or was it a country group like Restless Heart or something like that?
So the ones that grabbed me the most, honestly, was Conway Twitty, man. Like it's funny how I found Conway Twitty.
You can tell me that story.
I was watching Family Guy. I don't know if you know on Family Guy. There was, in the beginning episodes, there was a lot of Conway Twitty thrown. Random sex show. They would throw a whole Conway Twitty performance just right in the middle of the show.
Right.
And it popped up one day, and he did that, "Hello, darling. It's been a long time." Yeah. And I was like, what is this? You know, and it kind of just piqued my interest. So I started going down the Conway Twitty rabbit hole, and it got me into listening to other country. Then I found Florida Georgia Line. I really liked them, you know. So it was, you know, that was kind of where it came from, Conway.
How were you worried about what they call sellout?
No, so that's another funny thing, man. So when I crossed into this journey of dual country, nobody was doing it.
Okay.
Nelly had done his thing, but it wasn't really country. It was just him rapping with a country artist.
Was it Georgia Southern Line he was with?
Yeah, no, it was that he did Tim McGraw. It's all in my head.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that song. And so he had kind of dipped his toe in it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something I've never told anybody before. I actually dipped my toe in it years ago. Me and a buddy of mine named Jarvis, we were kind of playing around with some country stuff. And I produced a couple songs, but we never did nothing with it. You know, we just kind of backtracked it. But I was like, okay, this time I'm going to, you know, kind of dive into it. So when I jumped in with the country, I mean, it was just like, I was like, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm not gonna be a sellout with it. I'm gonna do it the right way. So I kind of had my own thing going at the time, and then all of a sudden, right when I got my first album done and we're getting ready to release it, Beyonce drops
Really?
Cowboy Carter.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, I had my own thing going.
And she came in and kind of like,
Yeah,
yeah.
she came and dropped Cowboy Carter. So then I was just like, man, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing because I had my own lane that nobody was doing.
Right.
But then it turned out to be a good thing. She just opened up the floodgates for.
Well, she kind of did, and I think she made people look deeper into music because they was also trying to say that country was more of a Caucasian thing, and it made people really research music. Like, what are you listening to? Where did it really come from?
Yeah.
And it made people go, wow, we're just not this. We did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. With that music. It's funny that you don't see enough of us. Doing this.
It's funny because I used to tell my friends this all the time. They get mad at me like my street friends. They get mad at me.
That was my next question. You know I was going to go there eventually. What your friends say?
I used to tell them all the time. I was like, look, country is more of a soul, R&B. It's like it's more of an African culture music, you know. And I was like, if you really want to get technical, I feel like the Caucasian community they started rap. Because if you look at how they used to do songs back in the day, the Cowboys, they would sit there like, especially, I can't think of his name. I'm having a...
Buck Owens?
No, he was real, he just kind of, they played the guitar and they would just talk songs,
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's very
Is it
popular.
Roy Clark? Is it Roy Clark?
No, he was, he went around and did the tour in the prisons. He was...
Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash, yeah. It was right on the tip of my tongue. I was like, couldn't think of it. But if you think of how Johnny Cash sings, it's more of like freestyling. It's like it almost sounds like somebody playing the guitar. Yeah, I went on down to the grocery store and got something to eat. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like rap. You know? And so I always said I felt like the Cowboys kind of invented hip hop in a way. The rap flow, the flow of hip hop, and then it kind of got pushed into the streets. But that's just my own thought process.
Nothing wrong. We all have to have our own thought process. Were you ever afraid of switching the narrative?
No, because I didn't switch who I was. I just switched how I presented it. So my country music is still me. I love country. I love rock and roll. I love jazz. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing hip hop just because that was what I was doing at the time. So that's why I said it was very important to me to learn the country and do it the right way because I wanted it to be me. I didn't want to sell out and start doing, a bunch of crazy stuff. I said, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be me.
What would you I know eyesight is 20/20, but what would you have done if the album didn't take off the way you wanted it to?
Probably went into something else, just being honest. Probably went into something else, writing something else. Probably would have went back to trying to do R&B or just production, because that's what I did at first. I was a producer and writer. So I probably would have just, if that album wouldn't have did as well as it did, I probably would have just went back to writing for people because I didn't want to keep going down the lane I was going in with you know what I'm saying? After my dad talked to me, I didn't want to keep cussing and doing all of that. So, and hip-hop is so weird. Hip-hop and rap is kind of weird. It's like you have gospel rap that does really well, but I'm not a gospel rapper.
Really good. I was, what surprised me is one of my favorite groups is Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
All of their music is spiritual.
Yeah.
And I was like, it took me a minute to listen to the words.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these cats is off the chain. And I didn't realize so many groups are really speaking spirituality in their music.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling. How do you do it?
So with me, I like to...
do you base it off experience?
Yeah, so all of my songs are wrote off of my experience or experiences of people around me, So I might tell a story from my point of view, but it might not be my story. It might be something that a friend of mine just went through, but I'm not going to put him on blast. Like, this happened to you.
Right.
So I'll write the story like it was me and I went through it because it still gives the same message,
Give me an example of that it was somebody that you don't have to mention your name, that you felt compassion to say, you know what, Let me try to put my lyrics to maybe what he's going through.
Yeah, so I got a song, for instance, For the Fame is a song on my album, and it talks heavily about coming up in the street life
Mm-hmm.
and transferring into, trying to find like a more godly, honest path.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never in the streets. I was never like I was somebody that liked to fight a lot. And I was always in trouble in school, but I was never like a gangster, like selling drugs. That was never my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But all my friends did, so I was around it all the time, and I seen the outcome and what happens when you do these things. And so I like to get that message across to like kind of help people to switch over, because there's always another path. There's a lot of hustles out here. It don't have to be illegal.
I like that song. I thought was really good. I think it was like Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
Yeah, wrong
Man,
turn. Yeah,
wrong turn. Oh my God. I kept listening to it. Was that you? Were you talking about you?
So that one is kind of funny. It was about me, but a friend of mine like told me, he was like, that really resonated with his life because it's talking about being away and missing family and missing
Yeah.
your everyday life. And I wrote that song, and then he became a truck driver. And so when he was out on the road, that was like one of his like anthems.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. You got some. Your music is pretty deep. It's more like I hear a lot of artists, and I've seen a lot of artists come on this show, and it just amazes me now how music has evolved, where you guys are really putting more of yourself and other people into your music. What's your take on music today? It's 2026. We
Uh,
saw the Beyonce drop that thing like you said, and I mean everything. And really, you don't hear a lot of rap anymore either.
no, you hear a lot of mumbling, but
Yeah.
I
I'm not. You said that, not me.
Yeah, I speak out about that a lot. I hear a lot of the younger crowd talking about the old heads, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll take a Ti or a Jay Z any day over some of these younger guys. Like
Yeah.
everybody sounds the same. They find a style that they like. They put a bunch of auto tune and catchy singy stuff on it, and nobody's saying that. They're all. It's like I've never heard so many songs in my life that 1 minute you're talking about being in love with a girl, then you're talking about smashing a bunch of girls at a party, then you're talking about shooting one of your friends. It's just like, where is this song going? Like, what is this about exactly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in my day when our artists, they'd have a song from start to finish. It's either a love song and it's all about love the whole song, or it's a street song. It's all about the street. There was no.
There was no in between.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I feel like nowadays this newer genre, this newer generation, they're just grabbing words that fit.
Mm.
If it rhymes, they throw it in there, and it doesn't matter where the story goes. There is no story; it just rhymes.
What makes a good artist, in your opinion? You are not only a producer, a writer, a performer, an entertainer, a artist. Let's call it what it is. What makes a good artist?
I feel like to be a good artist, you got to care about the craft. Like you got to care about what you're doing. And a lot of the new people coming in, they don't care about hip hop. They don't care about R&B. They don't care about, they just care about the money.
Mm-hmm.
They see it as a means to an end. Like, oh, I can get a drum track, put some lyrics on it, grab some auto tune, say some stuff, and make some money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they care about. It's about the money. Real artists care about the craft, and you can hear it in the music. And I always tell people that's why certain people last and certain people don't.
Mm.
There's so many new artists coming out, I can't even keep up.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be there. My son, for instance, we were in the car one day, and he was playing. I let him pick the music, and I was like, "Who's this?" And he said, "Oh, Lil Bebo." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, okay." And then I'm just like, "Can we put on somebody else?" I'm tired of listening to Lil Bebo. He ain't. Oh, this ain't Lil Bebo. This is Lil Zach or something. I'm just like, why is everybody's name Little first off?
Lil Wayne started that.
And why does everybody sound the same, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought this was the same dude. I'm like, can we put on something else, man?
What
Yeah.
have your peers learned from you? What kind of response have you been getting from peers?
So I get a really positive response from my peers because a lot of my peers thank me for not gatekeeping.
That's the second time this week that an artist has used the word gatekeep.
yeah,
Explain that to the viewers exactly what that is and how it affects
yeah.
the progress and moving forward.
So gatekeeping there's different levels to it. Like you have the industry gatekeepers where it's like you got your Diddy's and your people at the top that where if they don't like you, they can close the door in your face. You can't get in. But on my level, it's different. It's like if you find a way to make something happen that people can't do. Like for me, my merch. All of my friends are buying merch and they're spending thousands of dollars to get merch. And I found a way to do it cheap. So I was just like sharing that with them. Like hey, just shop here, buy your merch, make it at home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm buying the shirts that you're getting that you're paying $20+ for. I'm making them for $3 at home, selling them for the same profit that you're making, and I'm making, this much on it. Because as artists, a lot of times people see you on stage and they think, oh, he's got money. He's singing, he's doing these shows, selling his merch. He got money. They don't realize that we're broke. It's like when you decide to come into this life, the beginning of it is struggle.
You're putting a lot of your own money to back your own stuff.
Exactly. And so everybody wants the free shirt. Can I get a free sweatshirt? Can I get a free everybody wants that. I don't think they realize, like, I don't think you get this is how I survive. If you don't buy the shirt,
I feel you. I literally set aside a couple $1,000s just to send merch. Yeah. I send a lot of it to, as you see on social media, I send a lot of merch overseas.
Yeah.
Because that's a market that, believe it or not, they listen to a lot of stuff that we do in this country.
Yeah.
And they will support you a lot quicker than I feel most people on our own soil will.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they want a shirt and I think, you know what? How much did that shirt cost them to make? How much did it? It's because I bought a $50 ticket. Don't mean that,
Yeah, and a lot of times the shows are free. I'm like, I got it for free. You know what I'm saying? I see you ain't drinking nothing. So it's like you got some money in your pocket. Buy this little $10
and buy
t-shirt.
No wings.
Buy this shirt. You say you love my music. Help me keep putting it out. Buy a shirt.
Yeah, it's. Let's go deeper on the gatekeeping thing because we had a few good men on, and they really shed some light on how that pretty much almost put them under. You know, doors were not opening just because I don't like you.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you yet?
No, and that's the great thing about when I rebranded myself. I made my rebrand a personal change.
What do you mean by that?
So I wanted to change as a person.
Okay.
I wanted to be a better man, better father, better husband. And so I was like, I'm going to every day work on myself and change. And so I made that be my brand. Peace, love, and unity. That's what I'm all about. So nobody can come to me and say, really, I don't like you because this. Mm-hmm. Because I don't get political with people. I don't get religious with people. Mm-hmm. That people ask me what I think about God. I believe in God. I believe in a God. I don't know which God is right. I believe we're all praying to the same God. We just got different stories about him.
I say that all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
all the time. And it's really a situation to where you want people to think outside the box. Be an analytical thinker. Think a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go here. The most important person in your life is your mom and dad. How was your dad taking the change?
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
Has he been to some of the tours?
Yeah, he came. He actually came to my first band show, so I was happy about that.
I bet you performed like crazy with a smile on your face.
Oh yeah, we did the Taste of Tippecanoe, and my dad was there, and we had a blast. But that was the first time I played with my live band, and they are phenomenal, man.
Who's your band?
So I got two bands. I want to give them a shout out if that's okay. Go ahead. The first band is the Tim Gant Project. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube. They don't got very much out yet. And I keep getting on them about them. I'm like, Tim, you gotta get something on YouTube. But the Tim Gant Project, they are phenomenal musicians, man. Okay. Phenomenal. And they're my live band, like my electric band. So and then I have an acoustic band that I travel with called Ginger Wit. So it's cool. It's a saxophone, piano, and guitar, and then bongos. So we don't have a drummer, we don't have electric. It's all acoustic instruments, and they do phenomenal. So that's where we actually have a show tomorrow night in Monticello that we're doing. So our very first one together. So I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but they're going to get to hear that when they come this spring and this summer when you perform here live at the Sheraton Hotel on Andre the Beast Creighton show.
Oh, yeah.
Get to hear both of them. Let's go here for a minute. you're getting ready to start your tour.
Yeah.
The bonfire.
Yep.
Man, that sounds interesting.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about it.
So I gotta give a couple more shout outs to tell you about this.
Shout out anybody you want to, man. You deserve that.
Huge shout out to my brother Rich Rigo and WTMF. We work very closely with them. He's the one that books all my shows and been putting me on stage in front of all these big names. So I love Rich. You know, I always got to thank him. Justin Time is the one. He runs what they call a Redneck Rave. And so
The what?
The Redneck Rave. Yeah, I got a story about that. So the Redneck Rave is it's just a really cool. It was the coolest thing I ever seen. I was nervous going to it the first time.
I'm pretty sure you were.
Yeah, I was like, there was a lot of Confederate flags everywhere, people riding four wheels. But I was like, I don't know if I belong here.
Yeah.
I got nothing but love.
Really?
Nothing but love.
And
man.
you know what? That goes back to the conclusion of illusion.
Yeah.
Because that happened when I went to Texas. We went bowling after I landed that night. And I said, let's go bowling.
Yeah.
And we walked into this bowling alley, and it was like you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
I saw the flags and all that. But first thing I said was, hey, how you guys doing? Everybody loosened up. And we had the greatest time.
Yep. And it's funny because I found out the Confederate flag. Like, I didn't know much about it. I just, growing up in Chicago, I just always knew people said that's a racist flag. Stay away from it.
Right.
So when I seen it a bunch, I was like, man, that's making me nervous. But then, you get to talking to some of the people, and they're just like, nah, man, it's not about, like, we don't wave this flag. Now, everybody, some people do it to be racist, but they're like, most of us, we wave this flag because we have family members that fought in the war, and they fought on that side. So even though we may or may not agree, this is our heritage. You know, just like, I respect that. So I respect that because we might have family members that were Black Panthers. That don't mean I'm out here fighting the war against, I don't believe the same things that they might have believed, because back then there was some radical stuff that people believe, but I get it because, you support your ancestors, your heritage. So a lot of times that flag, for people isn't a race thing. It's just they're supporting their heritage.
I'm glad that you learned that and that you passed that information on. When you did perform there, what was it like?
Man, so it was my first time. And they told me, like, Justin is a very hard man to please. He's Justin is a great guy, man. But he from what everybody told me, it was like, Justin don't he don't just be helping everybody and be happy about performances with everybody. So it was an honor to me because it was my first time performing there. I got 2 encores. They called me back to perform twice in one night, and it was the craziest thing because as I'm doing my show, I get on stage, and this didn't happen for anybody else. I get on stage, I start performing, and it just so happens people start shooting fireworks off as I'm performing. So I'm on stage at night, fireworks are flying up, I'm singing, the crowd screaming, yelling. I get done, they're like, come back up and do some more songs. Right. So I do the first song, I did over. Right. I get off stage at the end of the night, the headliners go on, and then when I'm done, Justin Time calls me back up. He's like, do 2 more songs for us. So I'm just like, this is crazy, man.
Really?
Yeah. At the Redneck.
What did you open? What did you open up with? What was the song you opened up with?
It's a song called Hell Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it's funny because we submitted that song to a couple places, and a lot of people don't get the lyrics,
right?
Because the chorus says moonshine, malt liquor. Around here, seeming the whiskey goes quicker, and a lot of people don't realize that's a racial thing.
Right.
I'm talking about the peace and unity amongst the blacks and the whites. Based off the people that I met, because when I first met these guys, a lot of them look like they're not gonna like you,
right?
Just off of what we've been taught,
right?
Growing up, you know, and most of these guys are my close friends now. Yeah. And so I said I wanted to write a song that brought us all together. You know what I'm saying? And all the references are tied in. So the moonshine, that's a more of a country drink. You know what I'm saying? That they make out in the South.
Look, I got some.
Yeah,
I got some moonshine.
Yeah, exactly. And then malt liquor is more of a hood drink.
Yeah,
and then whiskey, everybody drinks.
Yeah,
and so that's what it is. It's like it's the whites, the blacks around here. With me and my team, all these guys, the white, blacks, the Mexicans, whatever is in this group of people, we all drink together. That's what the song's about.
When you're performing, how do you read the crowd before you go out? How do you know how you're going to come out? Because even being a professional bodybuilder, I have to do a routine.
Yeah.
And it takes me, I practice that routine just like you practice a song.
Yeah.
But then if I'm not the first to go out and I'm going after somebody else that may have rocked the crowd,
Yeah.
I got to think, okay, what do I do? I can't change my track,
Yeah.
but I have to change the way I present my physique on the stage.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that? Like you might already have, I'm gonna sing this song first, and all of a sudden the crowd is just like totally different than what you expected.
Yeah. So I'll tell you straight up, I don't know how to read. So I found that out real fast. There's a couple times I got on stage, I seen a crowd. For instance, we did a crowd. It was a really nice establishment, really bougie place,
Right.
and it was a crowd of like older white people, and they were all very well dressed, very just upper class.
Yeah. Bougie.
Very, it was a very nice place.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do all my country stuff here. I ain't gonna do none of my hip hop stuff because I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing all this country stuff, and they're like, they kind of listening, paying, we having a good time. Oh, you doing good, And then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm running out of songs. I had to do a 3-hour set, and so I might have to throw one of these hip hop tracks on. So I said, I'm gonna have to do it. So I just did one. That whole place turned around. Yeah. I was like, what? So I just started throwing all the country hip hop in, and they were so live and turned up when I started doing that. That's when I realized I'm like, you can't really read a crowd.
Yeah.
You can't because sometimes people just don't get excited.
Yeah.
Because I've had shows where I'm singing to people, and they're right up front, and they're just looking at me like this.
What do you do then? You say, "Hey, you want to dance?"
I just keep singing to them. I point, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go with somebody else. And then I'll get off stage, and that very same person will come to me like, oh man, I loved your set. You were the best tonight. I was phenomenal. And I'm thinking, can you smile next time? Throw a hand up, clap something. I was like, I thought you were gonna kill me when I got off the stage.
Yeah.
So I just stopped reading. What I do is like I pick my songs. I go up there and I do my songs the best that I can, and I just give the crowd all my energy, and then I get off. And whatever happens, happens. That's where I'm at with it now.
How has the new transformation for you felt? How do you feel now?
I feel great because I have nothing but peace, love in my life. I got a baby on the way.
Yeah, I see.
March 20th. Yeah,
yeah, she's smiling.
So yeah, I mean, life feels great, man. I've got a great family, great friends. My life is nothing but positive. I don't bring any negative energy into my life at all. That's my whole that change that I was talking about. I made it a life change. So my brand is peace, love, and unity. So every time I see somebody, I'm bigging them up. Like, bro, keep doing your thing. Even if I don't particularly think their songs are good, I will give them the praise. And then if they come to me and they say, hey man, what do you think? And I always ask, you want my honest opinion?
I do that too.
Or you want me to pique your ego?
Yeah.
And then if they tell me honestly, then I'll teach them. That's the part where people say, I love that you don't gatekeep. I'm like, I'm going to teach you everything I can because at the end of the day, somebody asked me, they was like, why do you do that? Because aren't you afraid people going to take your thing and run with it? And I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I'm like, you can't do what I do. Only I can.
Right.
You can take all the stuff that I got, but you can only do it your way. You can't do it my way. Because when you try to do it my way, it's not going to look right. You got to do it your way. So I don't mind sharing that information.
I think a lot of people don't see the big picture with that, and you're right. Why hoard something that you can get? Because if you're good at it, you're just going to keep evolving and keep evolving and keep evolving. So why hoard it? I just never. Well, I know it's because of money.
Yeah.
But it's just really crazy. Let's talk about your wife or your soon-to-be wife. You got a baby on the way.
Yes.
How did that come about? How did she come into your life, and how supportive is she? Because you're on the road all the time. How do you manage both getting ready to have a child and a relationship?
So family is first for me. That always is everything. That always comes first. So I base all my shows around my family. If there's ever something she's not comfortable with, I won't do it. And so I try to bring hers to everything.
Wait a minute, don't go there with me. If there's don't go there. If there's something she's not comfortable with, like give me an example.
If say I was performing, somebody asked me to come perform at a strip club or something.
You're not gonna do that.
I'm gonna go ask her, like, it's an opportunity. I don't go to the strip club. I don't
either.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been into it. But I will go say, hey, they want me to perform at the strip club. Are you okay with it? And if she says no, I'm not going. And every time I'm done with my shows, I go home. I don't stick around. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I do my show, and I go home. You know, that's what I do. You
So
know,
that's the key. That's the
yep,
key.
yeah. And our meeting was crazy. She actually, I knew her family first, and they would come out to my shows. And then finally told her like, hey, you gotta go check out this guy Tyler True. So I'm like, okay. So she comes to my show. I'm performing at a baseball field, and I'm singing to bring out the players. I wrote a song for them, so I'm singing that. And I get off stage, and I go up and I meet her for the first time. And as she's walking up, I told James, my manager, I said, dude, I was like, I will marry her. I didn't know who
Really?
she was.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight.
So love at first sight is possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, and she was just gorgeous. And I was like,
Really?
And then James was like, I'll hook you up. I know her. I was like, no. I was like, I don't, it's out of my league. I'm thinking to myself, like, she's out of my league, bro. Leave that alone.
Yeah.
So I leave, after the show's over, I met her, and, it was funny. It's a quick part. First time I met her kids, they were there to see the show.
Uh-huh.
And her son came up to me, and he's sitting on the, at the park with me as we're talking. He takes my hat, put my hat on, and I take it back. He tells his mom, he's like, can he come home with us?
That's all it took.
It's kind of funny. So, but I leave, and James hits me up. He was like, hey, Kenzie wants to hang out with you. I'm like, funny.
You thought he was bull jiving.
Yeah, he was like, no,
Yeah.
seriously. I'm like, okay, James, whatever. Because James is a jokester. He always
Oh, I
does
met
that.
James. Yeah.
James. And so after I got off the phone with him, like 2 seconds later, a text comes in. This is Kenzie. I'm just like, oh, shoot, he wasn't kidding. So we set our first date. Phenomenal, man.
Were you nervous on the first date?
No, I don't. So I don't get nervous in much.
This is love at first sight. You weren't shaking in your boots.
No, because for me, it's either going to happen or it's not.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I've learned that.
Yeah.
I used to get nervous about stuff.
Yeah.
But now I like say with my shows, I'm like, there's only 3 things that go wrong. I'm gonna hit a sour note, I'm gonna fall, or I'm gonna forget my lyrics. And I've learned how to recover that. I'll just make fun of myself so that way y'all can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
What'd you say?
long.
Oh, shit, I messed up on that one.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear me hit that sour note? Oh,
Yeah.
delete that off the phone, Joe. And I'll just do something like that, but then the show goes on.
Yeah.
But I wasn't nervous. I was just excited, And it was the greatest date I ever had. Greatest date I ever had. And then we tried to set up a second date. She ghosted me. So I set up another date. She ghosted me. So then all of a sudden she tells me, like, I don't think.
Piss you off when they ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Capital GHOST.
Oh yeah, I was devastated at that point because I was just like, man, I'm like, what happened? We had this great date, ended with a first kiss. I ain't never had a date with a first kiss before. That's like something you see on Disney. I ain't never seen it. Never had that happen before. And so I'm like, I got a kiss with a first date at the end, a date with a kiss. I'm like, this is crazy. And now she don't want to talk to me. So I'm like, something went wrong. So I was just like, okay. So I told her, I was like, I'm a songwriter. Obviously, she knew that. So I told her, like, after that happened, I had met her one last time and gave her a shirt. I had my first merch shirt, so I wanted to give her one. So I gave her the merch. And then I was just like, hey, I'm going to write a song. I'm going to be writing a song, and you'll probably notice some of the story. I said, it's going to be about you. I was like, it's not going to be bad. I was like, but I wanted to write about the situation. She was like, oh, send it to me when you do. I said, okay. So months go by. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, I don't party. I don't go out. I don't drink, smoke, none of that. My friend Gio, he's like, hey, let's go see Trey. Cause my friend Trey's a DJ. He's like, let's go see Trey at Digby's, which is where we had the first half of our first date.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'll go out with you, whatever. So I go to Digby's. Here she comes walking in.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, man. So the funny part is she doesn't go out either.
And you're probably wondering why because they on ghost shit.
Yeah.
And we're men, so we're like, okay, what's this about?
Neither one of us go out. So at this time now, I'm back with my ex because we had broke up for crazy reasons. But so now me and her are back together, and I see Kenzie in there. So I'm just like, oh shoot. So I'm like, I got to go up and say hi because I don't want her to think. To be
you're ghosting her,
or to feel weird with me being there. I don't want her to feel like I'm mad or something or conflict. So I got to go say hi and just break the ice, let her know everything's cool. You can chill here or go, whatever you want to do, but I'm fine. I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I go say hi, and then her friend is up, talking and saying, hey, you need to call her, and y'all need to talk again. I'm just like, okay. So I text her, and I'm just like, hey, I'm in a relationship with somebody, but it's not going good because she had cheated on me. And I was like trying to decide if I wanted to work that out or not. And so I was just like, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at with that. I was like, but I wanted to let you know that because I don't want to
You want to be
make you-
transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I understand it completely. And it just so happens I go on vacation. Well, not vacation. I went to Nashville because we were doing a recording session there. And the girl I was with was just going crazy. Was getting mad and starting arguments for no reason. It was just off the chain. So I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this. She breaking my peace.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be on the road and you calling me doing this crazy stuff while I'm trying to record. So I decided I was going to end that. And so I did. And then me and Kenzie ended up back together, And so that's how it all.
My head is spinning with a question.
What?
I'm gonna talk to her when it's done. Look, she looking. Why did you think she ghosted you? Was it to see if you was really gonna pursue her?
Well, at that point, she had been single for some years on her own, like no involvement with people.
Right.
And so she didn't think it was real. She thought I was.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, she thought I was just trying to, get something and be on my way.
Okay.
And so she didn't want to get her heart hurt. So she was feeling something for me, and she was just like, I don't want to get involved in this and not be real. So she just cut it off at the head.
Was it the song that you wrote or the poem that? Wait, hold down. Here's the question. What was some key things that you put in that song that really made you vulnerable to her knowing her situation? Because let's get real, words. Even when I write like probably like I'm writing a song, and I go back and I read it because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I want to let you know where I'm coming from the best way I can. What were some of those things that you put in that song that you think made? Look, I'm pointing at her. That made her change her mind.
I told the whole song was a breakup song.
What?
And I told a story. I just told a story in that song of what happened and how I felt about it. And it was like a very vulnerable song. I'm like, hey, I was really into you. Thought we had something. I'm not understanding why you pulled away. But somehow we can work it out. So if you want to hear the song and hear the story and know exactly what went down, my newest album, Windy City Cornfields, the song is called Somehow.
You know I'm getting ready to download that on the I Am Beast Radio, right?
Somehow. That is about Miss McKenzie over there.
Wow. What a beautiful story. So when you guys finally came together, what was that like for you?
It was great. It's like we, to this day, have not had one argument. And I think we will go the rest of our life without an argument. Like, so many people say, oh, you argue in relationships. You don't have to argue. When you find your person and you can communicate, there's no need for an argument. We don't always agree.
Yeah.
We have disagreements.
But you can communicate.
But we talk.
Yeah.
We just say, hey, I'll sit down. If I'm feeling something, I'll just wait. And I'll say, hey, can we talk? And she'll be like, yeah. And we'll sit down and talk. I'll say, hey, I don't think that we should do that anymore. And she'll be like, yeah, you're right. Or she'll say, well, I feel like we should. And then she'll give her points, I'll give mine, and we'll just come to an agreement. It's like that's where we're at. Like we don't raise our voices, even with the kids. We don't raise our voices.
So you have a blended family now, though, right?
Yeah. So we got 6 total. Yeah, I've got 3 grown kids. She started me all over. So
of a man named Tyler.
Exactly. So I've got 2 biological.
Okay.
And then 4 that I've raised. And am raising, as my own. So
with that blended family and you being in the spotlight the way you are, it carries a great responsibility for them. How do they look at you? How do you keep that that fatherhood, that manliness in the family, let them know this is what you see, but this isn't all that you see?
Yeah. I mean, I'm very transparent with the kids. They come to my shows, they see the writing process, they see the business. I feel like my one regret is that I wish my oldest kids would have got this version of me. They've got the version of me that was growing into this. So when I was with their mom, I was making a lot of mistakes, doing a lot of things that I regret now to this day, and I wish I would have gave them the more loving, caring, stable home that I am now,
But I'm pretty sure you patched that up and they see the transformation.
Yeah. So me and my kids, they were always good with me.
Yeah.
It was just me and their mom. We had our differences. She's a great person. We're still, still friends. But me and my kids have always been close. So there's never been like an abandonment for me. Like,
right.
Yeah, with them, my kids are my life. So
before we wrap up, First of all, let me say thank you for coming down. You know, it's a pleasure. I love all your music. I love your message. Uh, I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Put it like that. Let's go back to the Bonfire Tour.
Yeah.
What's it about? Why the Bonfire Tour?
So Jesse Howard is actually not my tour. I was added on as a guest, which was a great thing. Jesse Howard, he's a phenomenal artist. He's actually one of the biggest independent artists there is. He wrote a song called "Welcome to My House," and it went #1. It's like huge, and so it's his tour. I got the honor to perform for him, like to open for him at a couple shows, and I think they seen how well we meshed, and they were like, "Hey, we want to bring you onto the tour." So they added me on. So I'm going to be opening for him. Not so much opening because it's not really a show like that. It's literally bonfires. We're going to be sitting around bonfires playing acoustic music. That's what the show is. There'll be a DJ there to play some music. There'll be food. But me and Jesse Howard will just be sitting around a bonfire with people playing the guitar, singing songs. So
when is this event, and how can people participate and be a part of it?
So it starts March 6th. If you want to get involved in it, go to redneckrave.com, and it's got all the information on the dates, and it's got the link for the new Redneck Rave that's coming in June. I believe it's the 10th anniversary. And if you've never been to a Redneck Rave, I don't care what skin color you are, what race you are, go. I'm telling you, it is the funnest thing I've ever been to in my life.
Really?
It is. The people are so friendly. It's the coolest thing. I've never seen that many people in one location and no fights, no arguments. There was no breakout. There wasn't even security at the last one.
What?
They were securing it themselves, and no problems.
People were fleecing themselves.
Yeah, no problems.
Yeah.
No problems at all. It's just the coolest group of people you'll ever meet.
Is it a one-day event?
This one is I think it's a 5-day event. I could be wrong. I'm really bad with dates, so I got a Big James and a McKenzie. They keep my calendar for me. Without them, I'd be in Chicago right now doing something that I'm not even supposed to be there. But yeah, I forget how many days it is, but it's a multiple day event.
Now let's talk about you. How can the viewers reach out to you and support your music and your cause?
Follow me on just go to tylertruth.com. That's my website. And if you just go to Google, type in Tyler Truth, I'll pop up. Follow me on Facebook. I do all my stuff on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, Facebook. I was doing all of the platforms, and it just got overwhelming. I do my own social media. So when you're talking to me, you're actually talking to me. My YouTube channel, I did for a short amount of time, I did a little TV show with me, Kenzie, and the boys. We were just literally every day showing our everyday life of what we do.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, so it was fun. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
We want to bring it back. I just got to have time to do it. I was doing all the editing and the recording, everything myself. So I'm going to get some of them glasses so that way I can do that.
Oh, yeah. I want some, too. I'm trying to debate whether I want to drop like $600 on some Meta glasses.
Yeah, that's why I haven't bought it yet. You know, I'm just like,
I'm trying to wait, at least one more year to see if, they'll drop. But every time, when you Google something, it just keeps popping up. Meta.
Yeah, yep. They're worth it, though. A buddy of mine got them.
Really?
And he showed, man, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal picture, man. 4K quality is great. It's great.
Really?
Yeah.
I want them for why I want them? I want them for the translation.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to somebody and I don't speak their language. Oh, really?
Yeah, I want it too because I'm always in the store and I'll hear like somebody speaking Spanish or something. I'm like, are you talking about me?
That always gets to me.
I know. And they'll be laughing. I'm just like, what you laughing at? Oh, let me turn these on.
Yeah. Tyler, thank you so much for taking time to come and bless the 2026 episode with your appearance. You guys make sure that you follow, subscribe, like, share. Sometimes all it takes is one click of a button to make a difference in somebody's life as well as your own. But you ain't getting off that easy. You got to sing this song for me. I've been sitting out on my own. give the viewers a little bit of that at the top. Been so many nights watching in the sun.
Been so many nights staring at you. Well, hold on. It's been I haven't sung this one in so long. How's it start? What's the lyrics?
Pray to God that I found my home. It's another night. It's your song.
I haven't performed that song, and I don't know.
Give me one that you have performed recently. Give me something good.
So I got one called "Glad You Came."
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You gonna do that? Give me a little bit of that.
So let's see. When people. It's funny because when people put me on the spot, I forget the lyrics. So how does that one start again?
Can you play it? He lip sync it.
I got it. So, I used to think that I would never find the one. My heart was cold as ice. I searched and searched like I was trying to find a cure to save a dying life. And when times were hard, I prayed to God to send me someone that could ease the pain. Broken hearted, trust discarded, no hope left was such a shame. I'm damaged goods, my heart's no good, my candle's lost its flame. Life or death is all the same, but I'm so glad you came.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another, and I do mean another, the exciting episode of Andre the Beast Creighton Show.